The Star Wars original trilogy is one of the most beloved trilogies ever to be put to film. Today I'm going to be ranking all three of those original trilogy movies from my least favorite to my favorite. If that sounds interesting, let's get right into it. Hello everybody, my name is Dominic from the channel Dominic Talks Movies, and today I'm going to be ranking the Star Wars original trilogy. Now this obviously consists of the original Star Wars from 1977, or what it was renamed A New Hope after its predecessors, 1980's The Empire Strikes Back and 1983's Return of the Jedi were released. And those all three are amazing films, widely regarded as one of the best trilogies to be ever made. And honestly, I really do love all of them. But if three things are certain in life, it's death, taxes, and my ranking of the original trilogy, because it always has, and I think it always will be the same. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Coming in third in last place is The Return of the Jedi. This is honestly still an incredible movie. I still gave it a 4.5 stars or a 9 out of 10 on Letterboxd. I just really do love this film. There are way too many great moments to not give it a 4.5 stars. There are obviously the great moments, but I do have a number of nitpicks that do bring it down a decent bit. There are a few, like Han was turned from a badass rogue into a clumsy comic relief. They spent a little too long in the Ewok village in this first and second act. They praised C-3PO as a god, which I found really strange, and I really could go on. But nevertheless, the goods strongly outweigh the bads. There are some phenomenal scenes, like one of the best openings in sci-fi film history, one of the best endings in sci-fi film history, and honestly, the best space battle ever put to film in my personal opinion, and the very touching Darth Vader sacrificing his life for his only son. So there are extremely redeemable qualities to this film. I still give it over a 90%. But I just prefer the other films a little bit more, so Return of the Jedi is my number 3. Coming in at number 2 in a close race, I have A New Hope from 1977. This movie is so good. I knew I loved it, but upon rewatch, I realized just how much I actually did love it and how much of a great film, technically speaking, it actually is. The visual effects were extremely groundbreaking for the time, and I honestly think they held up decently well, except for a few fight choreography scenes, especially between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. But it was passable enough to enjoy it, but not be too taken out of the film. Overall, there's just some amazing characters, amazing development, some pretty awesome acting, and some great dialogue. I think this has the greatest dialogue and banter between our three heroes, being Luke, Leia, and Han. I think when they're on the Death Star, they have some of the best banter, and especially the trash chute, just such an amazing scene. And it provides so much to the film. The score is incredible. One of the greatest scores of all time, obviously, from John Williams, who in my opinion is the greatest composer ever to live. And I love it, and definitely still my number 2 Star Wars movie. And it's actually closer to my number 1 pick than it was before. But that's New Hope at number 2. But coming in at my number 1 spot, it has to be The Empire Strikes Back. This always has and always will be my favorite Star Wars movie and one of my favorite films of all time, period. This has definitely some of the best scenes of all time, especially the twist of Darth Vader being Luke's father. It honestly doesn't hit as hard, obviously, as it did the first time around, but I still get chills every time, and it's just an amazing scene. Obviously, the battle on Hoth is very, very good. Luke going to train with Yoda on Dagobah is also amazing. Cloud City is great. I like Lando, honestly, as much as some people don't that much, but I genuinely, like, if I tried to pull out a nitpick, I don't know if I could. There's just everything about this film is amazing. I do think this is, in my opinion, a perfect film if you do like this kind of movie. Obviously, if you're not into Star Wars or science fiction, you're obviously not going to like it. But if you do like Star Wars, science fiction, or can appreciate a great film when you see it, I do think this is a perfect movie, a masterpiece of science fiction. Just such a fun movie, and it is always going to be my favorite Star Wars movie. Empire Strikes Back comes in at number 1. And that is going to do it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, definitely leave me a like down below to help get my video out there to more people. And also subscribe down below with post notifications on so you never miss an upload just like this one. And other than that, definitely make sure to go follow me on Instagram. I'll put the link in the description, and I'll put my username on screen. I'm going to be more active on there, so I'd really appreciate if you go check me out on Instagram. But other than that, that's it for me, guys. I will see you in the next video.